And Councilman Copeland, you have the floor.
Okay. I had asked that the information for the KBC LEO Spring Summit be put on the agenda. I'm sure that everyone was able to read this, and this is open to anyone that would like to attend. But furthermore, I was trying to get some clarification about, I asked to be registered, and I don't know who else will be going, but clarification on if this is going to be paid for, or how is this going to go? I know in previous administrations that the KBC LEO was, whoever wanted to go went, and the city took care of their registration and rooms and things of that such. So I am trying to get a clarification. I know we had discussed this previously at a meeting and I had questions, but now it's here, and so I'm just trying to get clarification about what will happen with this.
Well, I have an opinion. I think if one of us wants to go to a Kentucky League of Cities training or a conference, and I've read the agenda, I think it's appropriate for us to send people when they want to go, especially considering it's not that much of a registration fee. I know there's some housing and so forth to travel, but I think it's appropriate with one of us. I think we should go to more of these, actually. So I'm for it.
Well, I think we ought to, anything that anybody can go to and bring back something to the community,
Yeah.
and it affects the community. I agree with you, Fred, but some of those things are fine line. What is the community gonna give you? I don't know. But definitely if it's something that would help us here or help us through the community, we ought to be involved with it. I don't know about this.
Well, you never know until you go to one of these. You meet people, you learn ideas. I mean, you run into people. The governor's going to be there. I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, we have. I don't know if we have a line item in our budget. Do we have a line item in our budget? For travel? Well,
Not for the council.
Well, we need to. So we can take it out of our contingency fund.
Is that the one you don't like using, Fred?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $65 for God's sakes. I mean, excuse my French.
If you go 3 days, that's motels and meals, you're talking about $1,000 person.
These conferences, they're valuable. We, one of us should go to these. You can bring back things. I applaud one of us who wants to go. I think it's a positive thing. We need to get out of town sometime and hear other people's ideas and talk to people and see things. That's what I think. It's $1,000, which
Well, you don't know, because we gotta have a dollar amount, $1.50. And I think that's important too. That's up to you, council, but myself, if you go, I like to know how much money, the taxpayers' money you're gonna spend for something like this.
Well, that's just math. I mean,
I agree with Fred. We all have little guilt. We need to improve our position on the city council. And just like Fred indicated, you'd be surprised at what you learn that you always can have room for improvement. And I agree with Fred.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we have to make this decision today. Maybe we do, but.
Do you have to be a member to attend?
No.
No, non-member.
Okay, so when it talks about membership information, we don't need to worry about that during registration?
No.
It's 501, isn't it? No problem.
No.
What's KLC? I mean,
It's affiliated with the Kentucky.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it also has a board sitting on the board of directors. I mean, it has a member sitting on the board of directors.
Is the attorney on, or what? She was on this if I remember correctly.
Who is it?
She was the secretary for KBC LEO.
Well, now Eleanor Barber
Okay.
is handling all that. Robin Miller used to be the liaison, and now he's the corporate attorney, of course, for KLC. In reference to what you can take back to your community, I think anytime that we go somewhere, the intent is to give 100%, listen, and bring back whatever we can to that community. And I don't think that KLC is in the intent of taking someone's money for nothing, and would never be affiliated with someone that's not going to give you what you need as a training tool to bring back to your community. Each time that they put on a summit or a conference, I've taken something back, whether it's Kentucky League of Cities conference or the affiliation of Kentucky League of Cities conference. If you read the information that was loaded onto your agenda, it's about preservation. Preservation is preservation, whether it's white preservation, black preservation, Mexican preservation. Preservation is preservation, and it's for our community. Right now, we have many buildings in the city that could be registered, that could get funding, that you are wanting to tear down, but we can maintain them and get funding for them. This conference right here is to give you the tools so that you can maintain these buildings, so that you can keep these buildings, and you can get statewide and federal money, which statewide money is kind of shriveled up. So you have to be educated to get the federal money and have some backing behind you. We have state executive directors that are coming to explain how we can do this. We have the lieutenant governor coming to speak in reference to this. So this is open to everyone. I've reached out to many people. This is open to everyone, anyone that wants to attend. But they're not in the business, and I'm going to say that, I'm going to speak. They're not in the business of putting on a summit or a conference. The Kentucky League of Cities is not in the business of doing something so that you don't take anything back. That's what they're about, training, so that you can be better. If you sit on here for 20 years and you go to a conference and you don't bring anything back, then how are you helping the community? They're giving you the tools to make you better.
Well, to help the
Well,
council.
I would say it a lot,
I'm sorry.
I would say it a lot better. We've got a preservation. We've got one hard that works on this every day. And that's who, to me, should be at that meeting. Now, that's a whole different story, in my opinion. Now, she could bring back something that we would use, or she could use to help the city save the buildings, do the things you're talking about. That's my point.
And she was invited to go, but she is not able to
But
attend.
I don't know that I need to escort her.
Well, this is for any, well,
That's my-
Bobby, I understand your point, but this is for any elected official in the state of Kentucky who wants that information and who is out in the public and wants to help their community.
Well, to help the council understand, I know you had a conversation with Tracy, so did she give you an avenue of the line item to charge this against so that we can move forward?
Barbie, I don't know. I mean, how did y'all do it previous years? I mean, this is not the first time that you guys have done this.
When Mayor Shekels went,
I don't
he
remember
used
ever
the
going.
contingency fund. The
Okay.
mayor's contingency fund.
Okay.
So,
Well, I have another question, Keisha. Maybe I'm looking at something differently. I'm different. When I look at this flyer, this talks about areas of economic development, education, healthcare, justice, and our youth. I don't see anything on here about preservation. Am I looking at the wrong thing?
It is the workshops, which they don't have it listed on there. So Craig Potts is the executive director for the Heritage Council. He'll be conducting a workshop, And Mr. Bertram will be conducting a workshop. And the Samuel Cato Academy, Jim Turner, will be conducting a workshop there. So there's many workshops, but they don't have it listed. I sent you one that I could get to you as fast as I could. There's another summit program, and I think it will explain it fully about what the workshops are and things of that nature.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Because yeah, I'd like to see that.
Well, if you look down there, is below where these times, it reads what a purpose is.
That's what I'm reading.
Yeah. It just,
Economic development, education,
Did you
healthcare,
read it?
justice, and youth. I don't see anything about preservation. That's why.
Well, the title of it is, I believe, Valuing and Preserving Our Kentucky African American Heritage.
well, it says the purpose, as elected officials, we are all called to represent our constituents in getting their needs met. Oftentimes, the issues concerning our constituents are similar, whether they be African American or non-African American. In certain broad categories, constituents' issues in Murray are not very different from those in Louisville, Lexington, Pikeville as related to African Americans. After much discussion with our constituents, Kentucky Black Caucus LEO board members, we have agreed to the following critical areas that need attention, not only African Americans, but Kentuckians at large. Those areas are economic development, education, health care, justice, and our youth. As you know, we are other factors impacting these areas when experienced through the eyes of the average African American Kentuckian. Many times our effectiveness in getting our voice heard is directly related to the number of us speaking. There is a great need for all of us as elected officials to come together to strengthen our voice and our partner to solve the same issues plaguing our communities. These meetings are designed to bring us closer together, the issues to unite us, create dialogue, organization, and the efforts to create a positive change in issues. The expected outcome is to have a united, clear, cohesive message and agenda. But I agree, it's red. I don't see nothing about preservation.
Nothing to do with houses or buildings or nothing.
The workshops are preservation. So, I mean, I can't tell you any clearer. I mean, the heading is preservation. Of course, the legislative body is gonna be there, and they're gonna update us on economic development, education, healthcare, justice, and the youth. But
Well-
that is the legislative body that will be coming in and doing that. And that will be on Thursday, and then again on Friday.
Well, if you look at Friday, there's registration.
Excuse me, Saturday, sorry.
Kentucky Black Caucus meeting, campus tour, you got lunch, then a legislative update, then open registration. Then Saturday, you have a breakfast, registration, welcome, current workshops, break, workshops, lunch with the Lieutenant Governor, break, and the educational panel, and then closing.
Well, I'll tell you this, I've been to 2 or 3 of these, and they're very informative. There are a lot of state representatives that are there. It's professional development. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go this year, but I have no objection if anybody else wants to go.
Okay, well, we'll just move on then. Cemetery deeds, if there's no objection.
I have a question. So what are we doing? I mean, will we be able to attend this, or?
We have no numbers, no facts, no figures of what it's gonna cost the taxpayers. We gotta have that.
Okay, so the registration in the hotel rooms, and the hotel rooms are $129 at Hampton Inn.
I needed something in writing.
Okay, well, I'll just forward that to you now.
Has the membership already been paid?
What?
Your membership, has it already been paid?
Yeah, I'm a member.
But has the membership been paid?
No, she's a member, you
I'm
need
a member.
registration.
Oh, I'm just asking because
No.
it's I just
You
need to
just have
know
to pay
because
the
when we
registration.
register, it's gonna ask about the membership, and so that's all I'm asking.
You
is-
gotta know if your membership has been paid, if you go to register. Has
It
your
says-
membership been paid?
Yes.
All right, are you full member supporting, so you'll let us know all that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Because, I mean, we can only fill out so much of it.
Right, because it
Okay.
says members and non-members, so I understand that.
Okay.